Hey, good morning. It is Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. Today is Red Friday morning caffeine. I have to work on that a few times before we did it. Red Friday morning caffeine, the Black Friday edition. We're live on the Dave Logan profile somewhere on Facebook, and we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Randy Rhodes is here with me. Jen Woodruff is supposed to drop by this morning. Michael Anthony may drop by this morning. Anybody else who didn't get invited, you're more than welcome. If you're watching, come on into the live chat on the Dave Logan profile and ask Randy Rhodes or me for a link, and we will send it to you. And we'll all be here to rock and roll. The rules are simple this morning. Talk about Thanksgiving. Talk about Black Friday, politics, whatever comes out of our mouths, even religion if that comes up, or bring up something that anybody wants to discuss. We're here for about an hour this morning, which means I have to shut up and let Randy Rhodes start talking because Randy has to leave at 11 o'clock this morning. So take it away, Mr. Rhodes. What is new in the news this morning?
Okay, so let's start off with for those who may not know, what is Red Friday shirts? Okay, what was the Red Friday shirts all about? So I did some research and I came up with this really neat thing. It says, I'm going to read it to you guys. Have you heard about this movement? It's called Red Shirt Friday. If you haven't, you'll soon wonder how it flew under your radar for the past 15 years. Yes, it's been around for almost 15 years, folks. Truth be told, I also come from military family, and I didn't hear about this until last year when Dave and Bill Malcolm started talking about it. Um, so here's some questions you might be asking, and this person has the answers for you. Of course, they're trying to sell clothing that has the design on it, so that's no big. I'm not going to talk about that. But what does the RED in Red Friday actually mean? RED stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. Red Fridays are an opportunity to show support to our military by wearing the color red to let every serviceman and woman know that we are thinking of them and appreciate them and the sacrifice they make every day for our freedom. I'm not sure if anyone knows exactly who started Red Fridays, but we do have an idea of what started it. An email chain letter. You remember those? Those chain letters you used to get in the mail and you used to just throw them in the trash can because you thought they were satanic. They asked you to make 10 copies and mail them to 10 friends, and they do the same, and so on and so on. Before you know it, there are a lot of letters floating around. And then the birth of emails made it easier to forward such chain emails. Well, that's what started Red Fridays, an email chain back in 2005. And according to Snopes.com, this is how the original email read. The Americans who support our troops are the silent majority. We're not organized to reflect who we are or to reflect what our opinions are. Many Americans, like yourself, would like to start a grassroots movement using the membership of the Special Operations Association and Special Forces Associations and all their friends simply to recognize that Americans support our troops. We need to inform the local VFWs and American Legion, our local press, local TV, and continue carrying the message to the national level as we start to get this thing going. Our idea of showing our solidarity and support for our troops is started Friday and continue on each and every Friday until this is over. That every red-blooded American supports our young men and women wear something red. Word of mouth press TV. Let's see if we can make the United States on any given Friday a sea of red, much like a home football game at a university. If every one of our memberships share this with our other acquaintances, fellow workers, friends, and neighbors, I guarantee that it would not be long before the USA will be covered in red and make our troops know that there are many people thinking of their well being. You will feel better all day Friday and when you wear the red. So let's get the word out and lead by example. Wear red on Fridays.
We're red on Friday. That's why you always see Bill Buckler and I dressed in red. Bill is off today. I'm not sure if it's Thanksgiving related or not. He just said that he would not be available to be here this morning and that we should do something if we wish. For those of you who are following along, you have one more week to acquire, or if you have Six Soft Targets, the novel from Bill. You have time to read up and read up and read up and read up and hopefully finish it because that is my intention to find my copy, sit down, finish reading it, and be ready to start talking about it when Bill returns next Friday. But
So,
besides that, our salute to everybody in the United States military, and
yeah,
we now move to news director Randy Rhodes, who
there we
will
go.
give us the morning headlines.
There we go. So, you know those North Korean troops that Kim Jong Un sent to Russia to fight alongside the Russian soldiers in the Ukraine war? Well, they're
Yes.
not fighting.
What are
Putin
they
has
doing?
they're just sitting around with their thumbs up their butts. Putin has not yet deployed them officially in any type of combat situation. Although they are taking hits on attacks, they did lose a general, believe it or not. I mean, come on. I thought generals were like the top of the line. They got all this level of protection surrounding them. And here, North Korea lost one of their top generals to a Ukrainian attack because they managed to find out where they were hiding in a bunker or whatever. And the bunker got hit and they lost their general. I do know also that there's reports that some North Koreans are defecting to Ukraine to surrender themselves. They are turning over information as to how the North Korean military hierarchy works and how their military artillery works. So they're giving out secrets. So you know damn well those folks aren't going back to Korea. They'll be hung or shot. But yeah, so right now the 11,000 soldiers, none of them are fighting. As far as in an actual combat scenario, also, uh, China and Russia managed to fly several, a half dozen of their fighter jets over Taiwan and wasn't even detected. Now, how the hell can a half dozen military fighter planes fly and not even be picked up by radar, by satellite, or hey, just someone else looking outside and say, hey, what's up in the sky? I don't know. It looks like a Russian jet fighter. Uh,
Maybe they
so,
landed in Russia and got stealth before they
yeah,
before they took off. My concern is that maybe Putin decided that if he brings them into or in an official capacity, that maybe that risks North Korea's enemies from attacking North Korea. It doesn't, not in the sense that it won't free up the United States to go and attack. And I don't think the United States is going to would go and attack North Korea, but it frees up our allies to go and attack North Korea because they're supporting Russia. But I don't know. You know, it's Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday, it's politics. You know,
well, the unfortunate truce in Israel didn't last very long, so they're back at it again. Israel destroyed Hezbollah's largest precision guided missiles manufacturing site thus far in this war. I know they also had a major attack yesterday, Israel. So the unfortunately, peace may not be meant to be happening to Trump's actually in office to where he can actually do something about it. Uh,
or just or I hate to say this, I hate to speak this way against the president elect, but he said that he could wrap this up in an hour on the phone with both of them, and maybe the right thing to do is to not wait until January 20th, but to show the world what he can do and start doing these things. Because obviously, the Biden administration isn't going to do them. Kamala Harris is too drunk from the last video everybody has seen to to want to go do it. She's in trouble with the Democrat Party anyway. Evidently, everybody knows that she raised $1 billion worth of
yeah,
money to run against President Trump in a very short period of time. But there are some very questionable payments in in that $1 billion. Al Sharpton is in trouble with his overlords at MSNBC because they were not aware that Kamala Harris's campaign donated $500,000 to his charity, in essence, paying him to do the interview. We all know he can't get paid to do the interview other than from MSNBC, and I'm sure that the IRS has a tax lien on any money coming in from MSNBC. Uh, the other one is that Oprah Winbag got $2.5 million to do her interview. Uh, and this one Democrat campaign fundraising official said that, as far as she is concerned, she does not think the Democrat Party will run Kamala Harris in the future for anything from President of the United States above, or anything that basically has an office in the White House that is an elected position. But go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something that made me very much aware that for myself, I need to be very careful what I look at online before I can actually make comments about it, because the use of AI in broadcasting has reached such a level that you cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is created by a computer. There was this one video showing this black actor. I forget his name, but they always use his voice for voiceovers because he has a wonderful voice. But it says, if you think that this is me, then I got something else for you to understand. It said, this is created by a computer. And sure enough, it was a white dude using this AI app to change not only his voice but his face. So you can't be sure anymore that what you're watching on the computer is actually like the Kamala Harris one with her smoking a cigarette and then drinking out of a bottle and then twirling on a pole. The reality of the computer generation has gotten to a point where unless you're in front of the person, you can't be sure that's the actual person, and that's scary.
It is. And the amount of money that they're spending to do some of those things is outrageous. I mean, everyone sees the Trump and Biden Songfest AIs, and we're all laughing at both of them as we see them. And somebody is spending an ungodly amount of money doing it. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, guys. Good to
How,
see you.
how are you?
Hey,
Hello.
How are you?
Tired? Good. This is
I'm sorry.
great.
Did we wake you up early to get you on
Oh, no. I always get
our
up early.
broadcast this
Yeah.
morning? Okay. I felt bad about that because I have to remember that every time I guess it's 2 hours earlier than it is here in
Right. Later in the day, it's a lot
in
easier. I don't know. Yesterday, we made this new beverage, Dave. It was amazing. Okay. We got this big bottle of champagne. It was a cheaper one. It was called Cook's Champagne.
it's not,
And we
actually
made,
it's not as it's a low priced champagne, but
okay.
it is not out on the West Coast where we used it for the free bottle that we gave away in weddings, and it's not
Battery acid? No.
it,
Okay. Yeah.
no, it's not the price as to why
Right.
we totally as to why we used it. It was price, but we pooled our top corporate execs that wanted a bottle of champagne in the limousine and asked them. They all said Dom and all the other ones, and I said, I'm just a small Jewish guy. I can't afford to give every one of you a case of Dom to go on a 15-minute limousine ride.
Stop,
Uh,
Perry. Oh, no.
so one guy actually
wait,
said,
wait, 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 wait. You said you're a poor Jewish boy. I
yeah,
thought, gee, I was raised wrong. I was raised
well,
to say that all Jewish people are wealthy.
well, okay.
We
Let
know
me
how you
let me
are.
let
Yeah.
me let me let me rephrase it. The
Yes,
nice,
please
the
do.
nice, the nice man and woman who adopted me
Oh, okay.
to run their limousine business were 7 Day Adventists, and they don't drink. So
Oh.
Oh,
so
well,
they
that
so
explains everything right there. If they're
they
Seventh Day,
were right.
they're not Jewish, so therefore they can't be rich.
They were. I understand that you feel obligated to give a bottle of champagne away on some rides, but you know, uh, so the price of this is okay. And then I actually went back to them and said, yes, the price is very okay, but it's not necessarily the price. It's people drink it and they like it, so that's why we use it. But anyway, back to you, Jen.
Oh, so we made this fancy little drink, and it's from my daughter's coffee shop. They did this in her coffee shop. They're called mimosas. And you take a little bit of orange juice, probably what, a quarter cup of orange juice or cranberry juice. So we were doing cranberry juice yesterday, and you pour it over eat the juice over ice, and then the rest you add the bubbly. And it was like fruity
So
pop. It was really good. It was like an orange effervescent, but we were
so
using cranberry juice. So it was a nice little drink that wasn't a drink. It wasn't like no one got sloshed. It wasn't heavy alcohol, and it was festive.
so is it more along the lines of an adult beverage than a mimosa, which is really orange juice and
Yeah,
champagne? And
it's the
was it
same
more
thing. Yeah.
a bit more festive? Because cranberry juice is going to give it more of a kick than orange juice, I
It was pretty. Yeah.
think. We'll have to try that one day.
So,
Yeah, it's really good.
so did you have the whole family for Thanksgiving, or since everyone's married and off on their own, they're doing their own thing?
Only one is married and the rest are working on it. So we had my daughter and her boyfriend, and that was wonderful. And my son and his wife. Now, my in laws went to Michigan to be with the other sister. It's a brother and a sister, Jesse and his sister. So they're with her this Thanksgiving. They'll be here for Christmas. So, it was fun. There were still a lot of people, and I never realized how small my table was until I had,
Everyone's sitting
everyone
down.
there with their, y
Yeah.
other half, whether they're married or not, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know my mom. Whenever when everyone was still living, my
Right.
parents, my grandparents, we always had the big, festival at my mom's house. And I don't know why it was always my mom's house. We had the big shindigs. I don't know, but that's just this way it worked out. So my mom would have, the tape, the normal dining room table. And then she would have the two inserts that you insert into the table to make it wider, and then she had folding tables uh, that she would use for like pinochle, so like so she'll get them out, and then she'll have she'll decorate it very nice. And I mean, then everyone brought food, right? Their specialty of the food.
Right.
My parents uh, uh, paid for all of the essentials like the turkey or the ham or the big parts of the meal. Um, but you had your adults and then you had your kids, and it was fun. Then people started dying off, and we got
My
to the point.
gosh, you're right.
We start having lesser and lesser. Um, but what was always uh, when my brother got married and moved out and so forth, you had to split holiday meals, right? Where my like for me, I went to my wife's house for like lunch, and then hopefully you're hungry by dinner time. You go to my parents' house, and then you had the dinner there. Uh, but there are some times where my mom felt, and she made it quite clear she was not happy, that we were always going to her parents first and then going to her for what my mom calls leftovers. I said, no,
Right. Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, that's funny. This was the first year, though, that I realized the absence of this one grandma. And it was like, I mean, she's been gone for 10 years, but still, it was this jello mold she would bring. It
mm,
reminded me so much of The National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Oh
when
yeah,
that
with
yeah,
the
the one
cat
grandma would
food.
yeah, it had cat food in it. No, but yeah, my grandma didn't have a cat, thank God, 'cause it very well could have had that in it too. But she would make this Jello mold, and she would put in a whole can of cranberry, the whole cranberries, not the gelled cranberries, but the whole cranberries, and then she'd put in a little tub of cottage cheese and jello, and then she would just mold this all together, and it was beautiful. It was weird. You have to really like cottage cheese because you're eating jello with chunks in it, and you're like, "Eek." It was okay. It was like a cross between an ambrosia salad and
You
yeah, a
know,
weird
you
jello.
know, you know what? I do remember that.
Oh, you do?
The
Remember
cottage cheese and the Jello. I do remember that.
it's
Oh my god!
yeah, it's weird, but it's not.
But
It's
it worked.
yeah, it's old. I don't know.
The ambrosia was about the only way at the time you could get me to eat ricotta cheese back then. I just could not do it.
As far as cottage cheese, I don't know why, but I can only eat the large curd. I can't, for some reason, stomach the small curd. Uh,
Is it
Well,
cottage cheese or
but
rotten
but
milk?
but
You
uh,
can't
yeah,
tell.
yeah, okay, come on,
yeah.
don't ruin
You're
don't ruin my moment here, because that's exactly what it is. Cottage cheese is
But
rotten
but
milk.
but it's different because as I've said on broadcast before, going back to high school, I did a speech my senior year because I had to take oral comments my senior as a senior, uh, where I said if you or I took a quart of cottage cheese and put it out in the sun and left it on direct sunlight for say I don't know 20 hours if it was 100 degrees outside, and then you went inside and ate it, you die. But because they can control how they make it bad for you, it turns out it's not bad for you when you eat it.
it's pasteurized. Yeah, that's great.
I have a habit
Only
like
in America could they take something that
right.
is good for you and
Well,
then turn around and sell it, turn around and make it bad for, make it better than bad for you, and
look at
sell it.
sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is just rotten cabbage.
Wow,
Don't find
you're
me eating
right.
sauerkraut either.
Yeah, I love sauerkraut. Sauerkraut and hot dogs or sauerkraut and pork. New Year's that was the standard. You had to have Pennsylvania Dutch. If you want
Oh,
to have a
thank you.
oh, can I have some?
He's
Can
awesome.
can I have?
Coffee.
Uh,
I want
I'm
coffee,
running on
Jesse.
empty right now, so this is
I
great. Keep
want coffee,
talking.
Jesse.
yeah. So where was I?
uh,
Oh, about New
sauerkraut.
Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Dutch believed that for you to have a good, prosperous year, for New Year's Day, you had to have pork and sauerkraut, and that's
Pork.
what we did.
Well,
Pork and
pork.
sauerkraut.
Well,
Oh wow.
we could probably have the sauerkraut at a kosher meal. I don't know about the pork. And the
Oh,
only
yeah, that's right. You're Jewish.
the only difference was for hot dogs it was always a pure beef hot dog, and because my dad was in the hospitality industry, it was always a really good uh, beef hot dog. So. You know. But my mother had her love of bacon. Yes, she did. I mean, yes, she probably still does, but yes, she did. Anyway,
Wait. See now, uh, is your mom's Jewish, right?
right? My parents were
Okay, yeah.
raised. My parents were raised Orthodox, but
Okay.
but
So, but
us,
okay,
but us five
that
kids
even
weren't.
makes my question more important. If they're
Okay.
raised Orthodox, you said she had the love for bacon.
Probably because she was raised Orthodox.
Okay, but I thought Orthodox Jews can't
Well,
eat bacon or
well,
ham.
okay. My aunt and my mother were raised Orthodox, but the housekeeper that they had was Catholic, and the housekeeper spent more time, I believe, with them as they were growing up because both of my grandparents were diehard workaholics.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Interesting,
you
because
know,
because I remember seeing videos and so forth of processing plants for food, where for it to be Orthodox food for all Orthodox Jews, there had to be I think a rabbi there
Right.
on
Well,
and they
no,
had to bless the food or whatever
well,
what
yeah,
they
they
did.
would usually, yeah, they would. As it got closer to the modern age, they just go in and they bless it. And for all I know, these days, the Union of Hebrew Congregations, which I think is the big main group of Jewish synagogues, is probably just selling that part. The logo. Uh, as I mean, they're probably going out and blessing it, but it's not as big a deal as it was back then. There are similarities to, I can't think of the word that starts with an H, that others use, that is pretty much the same. I really didn't spend much time learning what was kosher and what wasn't, only because, as I said, both parents were raised Orthodox Jews, but they didn't raise us that way. We were conform or we were conservative, depending on which one of the two synagogues was closer to wherever we were living at the time. But anyway,
Okay, well, I know you don't normally like to talk about religion, but this is more like talking about yourself. Because it's my understanding, that in the Bible, anyways, it tells his people, you will not eat the animal
hoof,
Hoof.
the
the
hoof
hoof,
thing.
which was why supposedly we didn't eat it.
So, I mean, are you guys living in sin because you're eating?
I I I don't know, because a long time ago, I'm 62 years old. A long time ago, it might have been a dream. I don't know. I had a meeting with God, and God said, basically, I understand you're going to do whatever you're going to do. If it's wrong and you know it's wrong, then show some remorse. And if you don't, then when you come up to meet
uh,
with me, you're going to show a lot of remorse. And
yeah. Dear
and
God, I'm so sorry. I'm eating this ham.
It's really good.
Please pay.
well,
Please pay.
well, I have
But thank you.
Yeah, thank
maybe
you.
I got dementia for all of my past. Remember, I'm going to have to ask every time before I go to eat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
I
really
don't
know.
remember all my sins because
Well, we could tie
oh
up
my
another
God.
broadcast with that, because I've still said and have said for 62 years, I don't understand why we only atone or ask for forgiveness one day a year, especially where, on any given day of the week, I can't remember what I did 5 years ago. I mean, I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, uh, let alone what I did 364 days ago. So,
So I'm sorry. I can never understand, the Catholic viewpoint on forgiveness, where and what brings me again to the conversation is blue bloods, because you have that God, that I mean, there must be millions of dollars in that, wrapped up in decoration in that cathedral that he goes to. But he goes there and he asks the head guy, because he's a commissioner. So he goes right to the bishop, I guess it is, and saying, please forgive me for I have sinned. What have you sinned, my son? Oh, I shot someone or whatever, But uh, but then the Catholic faith allows them to go back out, and if they choose to, they can do the same sin over again, because they're going to go back. They're going to ask for forgiveness. They're going to do their Hail Marys, and everything is forgiven. The whole idea of forgiveness is don't do it again. You know.
so maybe
Uh,
they realized that it was a business, where if Randy Rhodes was doing the if Randy Rhodes was continuously sinning and coming in Sunday morning and saying, "Please forgive me," well, now it becomes, okay, 10 Hail Marys, and make sure you leave $1,000 in the plate on your way out.
Yeah.
yeah,
And next time you come, it's going to be 10 Hail Marys, and slide me an envelope.
there is a religious faith. I can't think what it is off the top of my head, but I remember seeing it in my doing my ancestry, where a person dies, okay, I'm not sure if it's Seventh Day Adventist or whatever, but if a person dies before a certain event in their life, about baptism or whatever, that the people who are still living can pray them from where they're at to pray to raise up into heaven. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird and scary at the same time. But yet, there's actually a faith that allows them to do that.
I don't know. What do you
Wow.
think, Jen?
Wow. I
I mean,
thought,
you're automatically going to heaven because you raised a son
uh,
that committed the most cardinal sin of all. He took a Crown Victoria and made it a manual.
wow. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go over in the long run, but that was crazy. Yeah. No, it's just it's wonderful. I love the holidays and I love that Randy's here and that he has so much experience with his genealogy that he can tell us all these different
Mhm.
practices. It's terrifying. That is a scary one. Tell me about the cuz you're in Lancaster. Tell me about the Rumspringer that the Amish people have where they're allowed to go off for a year
Yeah,
and live like
yeah,
hell and then
yeah.
they come back and it's
Ye
okay.
yeah, when they hit their teen years, okay,
Yeah.
um, uh, and I think this is what helps to, keep their, faith going as far as uh, uh, you know, the Amish not the children not going away, and eventually, the generations, come to a point where there's no more replacement of the people who are dying off. Um, so, the, uh Rumsinger allow, and the teenager does not have to. It's a choice. Okay,
Oh,
so for the boys and girls, they have a choice. That, okay, right now you can go off and for a year, you can live the life of the English. That's what we are. We're the English. Okay, and if you decide that you don't want to come back this way of life, you can continue living in the English world, but just realize that you will be shunned. Okay, you'll lose your family. We will not talk to you. You cannot come to family gatherings, whatever. You are on your own. So uh, they can go off. They can have sex. They can drink. They can party. They can do drugs. They can do whatever they want for a year. And then at the end of that year, they have to make a decision. Are you coming back or are you staying here? And
wow.
a good portion of them return back to their way of life. And everything that they did is not talked about. It's almost like that year never took place. You're back to wearing your conservative clothing, and you're doing your thing. You're farming. You're getting married, but all that 1 year is gone. It's never happened. Um, I think the biggest part of that whole ritual is that the teenager loses connection to the family if he or she decides that I'm going to stay here and live life this way. And
Wow.
it's been known to happen. I mean, there's TV shows based on real life experiences. Um, but and unfortunately, the Amish, because they don't, or Amish is the proper way of saying it, the Amish don't have true experience of how deviant the English are. A lot of them get caught up in drugs and sex and a world they can't get out of because they were, oh, your first time in New York City. Well, let me show you around. You'll right. And next thing you know, they're drugged up and they're having sex, and that's the life they have to live the rest of forever. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, I mean, I came close. I came close to living that lifestyle. It's a wonderful lifestyle. I mean, they all take care of each other. They love each other. They uh, 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 they have their main meals as a family. There's no electronics of anything. No TV, no radio, no cassette player, no nothing. Um, what impressed me a lot was when church time is they sung in German. Okay, so I was totally out. So I didn't know German, and there was no hymnals. Only the elders of the church had the hymnals, so everybody else had to memorize all the words to sing. and they did a hell of a job, singing along. I mean, have you seen postcards of the old Amish man with that hearing aid that looks like like a trombone kind of thing? They're real. That's their hearing aid. Um,
Wow.
but the men sit on one side, women sit on the other side. They're very there's no wedding bands, so the only way you know they're married is that the clothing change. They become a different color, and then the head dress for the women are left loose. And that shows they're single. Then when they get married, they tie it,
Oh,
showing that they are not with someone else. Um, but the men eat first at any meal, especially the big gatherings. The men all serve first, and then the women and children eat second. And I thought I like that. I like that a lot. So I said, why aren't the women eat? Oh, the men eat first. I said, wow, I like this
oh, that's funny. Well, because they. Oh wow, I won't even go there. Yep.
because what? No, 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 no. Because
They
because
know. They
We
do
don't
a
we
lot
don't
of hard
we
work.
don't, we don't
Not
need to
like
get we don't need
cooking
to
and.
get Randy excommunicated.
He's not Amish. He just lives by them and dated one.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. What? Because the men do all the hard work. But I mean, not like
No, it's the respect of the men.
okay, the head of the family. I
the
get
wo-
it.
the women are subservient to the men. Okay,
Wow.
uh, uh, I mean, women when they're pregnant, they work right up until the day of giving birth. I mean, they're out there in the damn fields, harvesting food or whatever, and
Wow.
getting ready to give birth. It's amazing how dedicated they are, and it hasn't changed. It has not changed since the day they arrived here in the new world. Um,
Man,
uh, and it's just amazing how they can live. They have taken truly the words of God that says, um, "Live among them, but don't be of them," something like that. I'm close, but be the salt of the earth. And that there they are. The people come to them that they're very wealthy people. Don't
the
let them think you're
Amish,
poor. Oh, they're very wealthy. First of all, they don't pay any kind of taxes or any type of utilities or anything to the government. Uh, the land they're on is the land they've been on since they got here. So the land itself is worth a lot of money. But the men are taught from this little boys on the whole art of carpentry, and they are phenomenal carpenters. I mean, they can make all kinds of stuff. Now they're allowed at this point. They're allowed to own a business away from the farm, okay, and sell it to the English, like their barn sheds, their small houses, their
right?
rocking chairs. I mean, the dress. Oh my God, phenomenal, phenomenal carpenters.
They still can't use power tools and other things to like they went to North Carolina and built homes for the people who lost their homes. Can they use? Is it still Amish traditions they have to follow when they build, or can they?
No, okay. So if they're out in the world of the English and they're working for someone, they can use their power tools. They can use whatever that the employer has for them to use. Predominantly, though, they'll just use their own damn tools. They'll bring their own toolbox and everything. It's all wooden hammers and stuff like that, and they use wooden nails. So they'll, for the most part, they'll use their own technology. But if they're working for somebody and they're told that they have to use their tools, well, then they have to use their tools, and there's no problem with that because it's not theirs. Okay,
Okay.
that's why they're allowed to own companies outside the farm with electricity and so forth, and you'll see that quite often where and the other thing that they're big of is buying damaged goods, food goods. They'll have their secondhand grocery store, if you will, where anyone can go in there and buy all kinds of food. The boxes are damaged, the cans are dented. They don't care, as long as it's not botulism and so forth. They'll sell it. The labels are torn off, or the uh, the labels are in a different language, but they'll sell it, and people will go there and
Oh yeah.
gobble it up because it's
Oh yeah.
cheap food. Now, when it comes to like the meats and stuff like that, obviously that's a totally different scenario.
Yeah.
That all has to be,
Right.
oh, and cheese. They're big cheesemakers. Oh my god, a cheese from scratch. Oh, makes me sad. I don't drive anymore.
We'll have to have Chuck Cook on and an Amish cheesemaker and have the battle of the cheeseheads.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
Chuck
from
Cook,
true.
Wisconsin.
Chuck
Okay.
Cook could not be with us this morning. I believe he will be with us on the American Rebellion tonight, 7 p.m. I was going to say 5 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page, over on Rumble, on the American Rebellion page, and there's one other place that I can't remember. I don't believe it's Wimkin anymore, but it might be. But don't quote me. 7 p.m. tonight over here on the American Rebellion blogger page, the American Rebellion. And the three of us may be here, or the three of us may be here, or I don't know. But anyway, everybody is invited to watch. I'm sorry I stopped on somebody, but go ahead.
So I'm surprised, Jen, that you aren't out there doing Black Friday shopping.
Oh no, I don't get into it too much. No, it's frustrating. I used to once upon a time, but I don't. It's sad. The kids are like not little anymore. So it
Oh
was.
yeah,
It used to be fun. Think when we had it in Michigan, Thanksgiving, and sorry, it's the Mike Anthony train. It was so funny every time I do a show with him, and this train would come by. It was like it's the Mike Anthony train. Now it keeps happening, and I'm like, he's not even here, but the train's still running.
But it's the Michael Anthony train.
Yeah, maybe he owns it. Maybe it's like what is Buffett. What's that guy's name? Wayne Buffett? I don't know.
Warren,
Warren
Warren,
Buffett. Yeah, he has his own engine. That's amazing.
Jimmy, yeah,
But yeah,
Jimmy,
back in the day. So the
Jimmy
whole
Buffett.
family would come over, Jesse's sister, and we would have for Thanksgiving. We would eat and then after dinner, we would like put out all of our sale papers, us girls, and we would look at all the different deals and it was so fun because the kids were little and we're like, "Oh my gosh, you can get all these Barbie dolls. They're only $10, for
mm.
Malibu Barbies." But it
Oh
was
my, oh my
fun.
God, yes, yes, and Ken dolls.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh,
And,
don't forget Ken.
And
my
Donna,
mom. Okay, so in my family, my mom and dad were the only ones who had boys. So my dad had a brother and sister, and they both had two girls each. Okay, so it was never fun as a kid going to visit them because they have a girl toys.
What am I gonna
oh
do with
gosh,
that? No kidding.
oh
Well, see,
gosh,
my girls, they actually prefer the boy toys, like with the Happy Meals when they used to um segregate. Well, not really, but it was girl toys and boy toys. And my youngest girl loved the girl toys. Like they had this Barbie, it was just wax. You could get your own little lipstick in there and a Happy Meal
Mm.
one time. Oh, she loved that. All the girly stuff, stickers, lipstick, all that. But
oh god,
Jessica loved Matchbox cars. She
Oh
was
my God, yes.
oh
yeah,
god,
Matchbox
Matchbox
cars,
cars,
building blocks.
Matchbox
Yeah, she's
cars, the big Tonka yellow dump truck. Oh god,
But
that
you, but
that
you
big
know,
yellow Tonka dump truck is worth boku bucks. It seems to go up every year. The last time I
yeah,
looked,
but
uh, it's about $1,500 now for something that cost maybe $25 back when I was a kid.
but uh, uh, well, my dad was stationed in England for 3 years. Okay, uh, the English have Matchbox cars, and I'm not sure who originated it, but
I think it was in English.
they had their double decker buses, they had their police cars, and all these English Matchbox cars. It was cool. The darn thing, the problem was that they were so big they didn't fit into my Matchbox case. Remember the Matchbox cases to hold the cars in?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
those are so yeah, that is worth something. We used to
yeah.
organize our toys. That's awesome. I remember that. And the Barbie doll, she had a closet. You should open this case, and there
Yeah,
was like
Yeah,
yeah,
two racks of clothes. They wouldn't stay
yeah.
on the
yeah.
hangers,
When
but
she divorced Ken, and she had the beach house and the Corvette and the Porsche.
Oh my God.
And,
that's
Oh my God.
crazy.
Now you're no, now you bring
no,
back
someone
memories. Oh my
someone
God.
did a someone did a YouTube video on it that I just happened to be watching between YouTube videos, and it was like it was an attorney, I think, who did a takeoff on what it would be like if Barbie divorced Ken now, and it would be like, she'd have the penthouse on Park Place next to Trump's. She'd have the beach house in Beverly Hills, and then the Ferrari, the camper, the vet, you know. Uh, but Ken would be getting alimony because his business is
He
bigger
would
than
be
Barbie. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Not alimony, spousal support, because his business.
okay.
We don't know what Ken did. We don't know if Ken ever had a job.
Yeah.
Other than maybe he was sponging off of his wife. But
No,
you know,
I think he was sponged off his parents because he's always dressed up in the California clothes where because always it's sunshine in California, and
Right.
of course she had her uh, sports car. I remember there was also was like a caravan car or something like that. It
Oh,
opens
that's
up and
funny.
yeah.
oh my God.
A camper. Oh my gosh, you're
Hold
right.
on just a second. I got to step away from the desk. You guys
You
continue.
know, my wife, traditionally she watches the Thanksgiving Day parade, but she totally forgot about it yesterday. But you can go online
Yeah, I'm
and
sorry.
watch all the parades going back to the very first one. On
Wow.
yeah, and the entire length of the parade. So I went back to I think it was like 1995 was the very first one. And the whole idea was for Macy to make money. Excuse me, for Macy to make money. He thought, this have a parade and people come in, they'll see the parade, and they'll walk into my store, and that's what they did. I mean, they said the very first parade, they had 150,000 people went into a store.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we couldn't even see the Detroit parade. It was sad. I think we saw the New York parade, but it was not a parade. It turned into a production. It was like
So,
it wasn't people marching and
so
advertising their stuff. It was like dance groups, and there was one for like FAO toys. They were doing flips and
Uh,
gymnastics,
yeah, they get
and it was
like
weird. I was
like the
sad. I missed
floats
the way
used to
it
get
was.
like the floats used to get sponsored. Now the the people walking through get sponsored. But also the weather in New York looked like it was really bad yesterday. So
wasn't it,
there weren't a lot of floats out. It looked like people were
Okay,
walking.
yeah.
but wasn't it the New York parade that had the homeless protesters, the
Totally.
Muslim they were protesting, and the people couldn't understand why the police weren't making arrests, and finally the police started making arrests, and they were being cheered on. Finally, hey, you're doing your job, thank God.
Yeah.
That man, I mean, I'm sorry. You come to our country, expect our normal things we do all the time, which is the parades and Christmas, and don't ruin it for everybody else.
Right.
Uh, I don't know. I just get so sick when I see, you know, of course, a thought just hit my head. We've done the same thing to other countries. We've
Yeah.
gone to other countries and we brought our traditions with them.
But we
Like
didn't
oh
take their food. We didn't go to their governments and demand what the food stamps and take their food.
no,
Probably
no.
Right.
because we didn't like it. But I don't know. I get so frustrated. There were tough times, very tough times in my life when I had, I think, just two little ones. And I had a neighbor saying, you need to contact the health department, blah, blah, blah. And so I would call the health department. This was like in, oh boy, I think it was 2000. I think it was right in 2000 because I had both kids. And Justin's like, "No, we're fine, we'll make it." And he's right, we did, we're fine. But I did call the health department just to see what they could offer to get food to people, okay? And you had to pick, pick 1 if if you're speaking Farsi, pick 2 if you're speaking Spanish, pick 3 if
You're supposed to swallow, Randy.
I'm like, "It's in America."
Oh my god!
The first one was Farsi, and then Spanish, and then English. And it was terrifying. It was like we were being
I,
taken over.
What,
It was
but
I,
the fact that they brought up Farsi first shows that there's a large
yeah,
population
right.
of those people in your area.
Well,
especially Michigan. Oh my
I,
gosh.
I felt bad because this is the first time in my entire life I ever made a comment and agreed on a post on Facebook that the citizenship class should be taught in English, and you have to be tested to prove that you know English before you can graduate the class, or at least understand enough to graduate the class to become a citizen. Because they do it in other parts of the country and other things that I know of. In Boston, you can take the cab class to get your cab license, and you can sit through the cab license. And the day of the final exam, they hand you the paper and they tell you sit down, and you got an hour to complete it. And
Whether
the
you
driver will look at the person and
Oh
go,
my
"I don't,
gosh.
I don't speak English." The first thing we tell you is that you have to speak and understand English. So you sat in here
Yeah,
for months, and they're sorry. They don't, they're not being mean. They're just sorry. You have to be able to speak English.
yeah. I mean, uh, first off, is how in the hell do they pass the driver's license test and stuff like that? And do these people have car insurance? Do they keep the inspections up?
Well,
You know, uh, it just pisses me off that if you come to our country, you have to learn the language fluently, so that when you're driving a car and you see a sign that says "stop," you know what the hell "stop" means.
right.
But they're probably taught by the shape of the sign. If you see this shape of the sign, it means to do this. Uh, if we go to their countries, did you think that they're going to help us if we can't speak their language? No, we
No,
have to learn their language.
right.
Putin says, you come to Russia, you're going to speak Russian.
Well,
Even Xi
mo-
Jinping, you go down to China,
most,
you're going to speak Chinese.
but
You
most,
can
most,
not
most,
go and say, I need an interpreter.
most modernized countries are even teaching their kids how to speak English because they're at some point probably going to come here or whatever. I don't know, but you know,
To do
uh,
business with us and take our money.
well,
That's what they want. That's all we
or
do.
get
We're like,
or get us over there to launch our businesses over there and keep the money. I've
uh,
said before, I can't fault China totally if they were able to woo Microsoft and all of these other big companies over there. But at some point, I'm sure they sat down with Bill Gates and they just said, "You know what, Bill, we don't need you anymore. So you and the top execs here at
no.
Microsoft China, screw. We're gonna run Microsoft China." And I could see
Same
Putin
thing.
maybe doing the same thing. But
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, I think when you go to those countries, in order to do business, you have to give back percentage of your company's uh,
mhm,
technology to the government.
yeah, and if that bothers you, then you shouldn't go there. You know,
Well,
Well,
hopefully,
this whole thing about countries going in selling stuff in other countries and then being told you have to build that stuff in this country because you're taking jobs away from this country is an argument that's been long settled long before. My mother's 2001 Toyota Avalon was built in Kentucky in a plant now that builds Lexus, which is the upscale Toyota brand. because they discontinued the Avalon, and they've been doing it for a billion years, and so are other companies, and if they come and they build in the United States and they're not paying tariffs because they're importing, what's wrong with that? They're paying taxes while they're here, not as much as tariffs maybe, but I mean, there's it doesn't seem like there's a happy medium, you know. So what do we do?
Yeah, from what I saw on the news, with Mexico getting hit, going to be getting hit with these tariffs that Trump is talking about, the government there is starting to see the light of day, and they promised to help with the caravans to stop them, to return the people back to their countries, and to help secure the border back the way it was. Uh, so that's a good thing that they're
Yeah,
starting to. He's not even in office yet, and people are
right.
starting to listen to him. Did you see or hear me on one broadcast where Putin warned Trump that there is an assassination attempt that's
Yeah,
going to occur
I read it.
before he's inaugurated?
Yep. And you know
Another
what?
one on Trump.
And you know
Yeah,
what? If he knows about it and he can help foil it, you know, great, great.
yeah.
Why was Putin telling Trump? That's scary. Was he threatening?
Well, no,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no, no.
no.
He got yeah,
Putin knows that Trump's going to bring the war to an end, and Zelensky knows he's going to be running out of money and weapons soon. And Zelensky, and I've seen different conversations in the news, but it appears that Zelensky is getting ready to say, "Okay, let's bring the war to an end, and Russia can keep what part of my country he has complete control of, which is pretty good chunk." So Putin knows that Trump coming into office is going to be a good thing for him because he's going to be able to keep parts of
right.
Ukraine.
That's
My
what
personal opinion.
that's what Putin is. I mean, that's what Putin or that's what Zelensky is saying. Because originally, what I heard was Trump was basically just going to say, "Vlad, you take you go and screw back to Russia, and Zelensky, anything you took in Russia, you screw and go back to Ukraine, and you just agree to coexist."
You know,
But
but if he does that, then he has to say the same to Israel. Israel,
no,
this would bring the war to an end, and
no.
the land that you just took back, you have to
Oh,
return to the
oh,
people.
okay, no. And the reason that I'm going to say no is that the the land that Israel won in the '67 war was land that was Israel. They didn't the Palestinians, the Egyptians, the whoever's they didn't own that land. They took Gaza and the West Bank away from Israel and said, we're going to keep it and we're going to try to at some point do a homeland. No, it's not the same thing. You're
But
talking about a war that happened over 60 years ago,
but
and saying that
but Ukraine was part of Russia.
but okay, right now we're not looking at Ukraine as any part of Russia and any part of Ukraine or Israel because in the modern age when the USSR was around, it it wasn't part of what we all consider Israel. The way I think most Jews look at it, and even most Israeli citizens look at it, the understanding, as I've said, is this country gave this quarter, this country gave this quarter, this country gave this quarter, this country gave this quarter. They all agreed that that there was going to be a Jewish homeland. In the middle was Jerusalem, and they all agreed that everybody got a claim to Jerusalem because everybody claims that Jerusalem is where the world began.
The guy that Trump appointed to be ambassador to Israel, does he have to move and live
Like,
there?
no, well, he has to spend, yeah, well, basically yes, because his job is there. He's not there all the time. Mike Huckabee will be back and forth as often as President Trump needs him. But yeah, you do move there. You do spend the bulk of your time there. It is a job, and you're supposed to be there representing the United States. But
Wouldn't that be that'd be neat? I think. Well, I
they,
know
they
it'd be
they
dangerous
like
too.
him, so he's
Yeah.
they like Mike. So it's
Hey,
not going to
Mikey.
be it's not going to be a bad thing for Mike. Will it be a bad thing for Hamas? Probably, but I think the whole problem here is to get Hamas out of the Israeli government and get Israel back to running Israel, and hopefully everybody is focused on living together. Will there ever be peace there? I honestly don't know. Somebody else talk because I'm going to get all wired up.
I've also heard that right after Trump had this landslide victory, which was awesome, that there were conversations between him and Netanyahu. And he told Bibi, you've got to calm down. You got to deal with Iran. You have to stop this. This is ridiculous. I
Right,
don't have time for this. We're not sending more money. We're not sending more troops. You have what you need. You've got to stop
right,
this. And
right,
that's what he's doing. Then he also talked with Yelensky, Zelensky. He talked to Ukraine and he's like, we're going to end this. And I'm
right.
like, can you imagine the power? He can end these things on the phone. He's going
Well,
to like squelch both of these. Why are we dealing with this right now? I kind of think that Ukraine is just a cash cow for Biden, for the big guy. Yeah, that's what they're using his name for.
the
And
rumors have
it's
always been that Ukraine is nothing more than a money laundering country. There
all
were
right.
40 countries, and I don't know who they are. Mike Anthony may actually know. Everybody
That's okay. We know.
no,
The bad guys.
we've all talked about them, but they're money
Right.
laundering in Ukraine, and that's that's what is going on. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, then maybe those countries have a vested interest in making sure that Ukraine survives. It's like Trump and NATO. We can't keep starting these efforts to protect the world and pay the bill for everybody to protect the world. We just can't do it. Our money is not worth the paper that it's printed on.
Right.
It's not our responsibility per se. Uh, Iran is going to have to agree, I'm sure, to with President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu to just stop. Agree to disagree and just leave it alone. No more. We're going to bomb the hell out of you, and you're going to bomb the hell out of us. It
Yeah.
it, it just yeah. I mean, it sounds easy to say that, but
Okay, that last weird nothingness, but I'm just wondering what your view is because I think it was planned. I think that Trump did this on purpose. The whole Matt Gaetz thing as the attorney general, there were four. There were four Republicans that were so against this.
there
I
was
think the
30
guy
of
leading how many?
30.
30?
I don't know if it was
Wow.
a letter or how they communicated to Trump, but 30 of them said no. And
Who
that,
was leading the
what you're
charge on
talking
that?
about,
Was it Schumer or McConnell?
no, well, this was Republicans. This was 30
Right. Oh,
Republicans. I don't know if Democrats weren't going to support him or not, but this was 30 card carrying Republicans, whether it was rhinos and real Republicans, who said, no, we're not going to approve him. There are
do
some people
you
that say that Pam Bondi should have been Trump's pick, and that
what
he
if
should
he
he
was
shouldn't
and
have
he was
wasted time with Gates. But now I'm hearing, and I haven't really been able to figure out what. Evidently, she's tarnished.
I
You
think he
know,
was
All right.
yeah, I think Pam Bondi was the plan the whole time,
I think
and he
well,
was
she
just
could have been.
using Matt Gaetz to see so, like, how when you shake, milk, you the cream
Yeah,
rises to the yeah, I think he
yeah,
was trying to see who the rotten ones were that were against him, and he found out who they were, and Trump checked them off. We're not going to call on them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Matt Gaetz steps down, and then Pam Bondi is right there and like hits the road
Yeah.
running. I think the whole thing was planned.
Yeah, I was
I
surprised he picked someone so quickly. Like no thought
Yeah.
was given to
Well,
him. Oh, he's gone. So I'm gonna choose
well,
her.
you have
Next,
to,
right. Take a number.
maybe the whole thing was a stunt. Yes, maybe the whole thing was a stunt. No, I just think that you can't, as president, you can't just say Jen Woodruff for director of God. You
The
know,
education
she,
department.
she's going to be
Oh
my
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 gosh.
director of God, and that's it. And then have Senate Majority Leader Randy Rhodes, Republican, come back to you and come back to me and say, you know what, we're just not going to approve her. You got to pick somebody else, and then you're scrambling to get somebody else. He needs to have his choices made now with a backup in case something happens, because the transition is going on now. All of these people have to be brought up to speed by the time he says I do, and it's done, and because they got to be ready to rock and roll on the 21st.
Wow.
There are people saying that the inauguration is going to take place at Mar-a-Lago.
I don't think, well,
Wow.
I you could probably secure it enough. West Palm Beach, Florida is capable of handling trucks and everything else that's going to be there. Tell you, I personally, I think it should the location should not be told well in advance, so that people have time to
Or they
figure
can
out.
set up booby traps.
Yeah, if
I
they can
know.
set up booby
Scary.
traps, maybe it needs to be somewhere in an underground bunker, or maybe to put them on a SpaceX rocket and fire them to Mars and do it up at the International Space Station. I don't know, but you know, I don't
Do you
like
think that there's
I I don't like talking about the fact that there is probably booby
I'm
traps.
sorry, Traps. Don't tell us where you're gonna
There
inaugurate.
there
Right.
there there are going to be booby traps. Not for any other reason.
Right.
That I just don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think that
Just want
people
a
are
normal life.
people are going to use it as an attempt to remove a politician.
Right.
Uh, you know. Plus, we
Crazy.
don't know. We don't know. I mean, we know enough about J.D. Vance from watching him in the Senate, and we know the kind of person he is, the kind of character he is, the Marine that he was. So yes, we have enough. Nothing happens, God forbid, to President Trump, that Vice President Pierce, Vice President, uh, I can't get the word out of my mouth.
Vance.
Vance, Vice President Vance is
It's
ready to
okay.
step up and do it. But I just wish we could return back to a time when there was no fences around any building in Washington D.C. And the
Right.
people that operate those departments felt as good about Americans coming in and just looking at them and politely saying, "Okay, FBI, just show me the building and tell me what the hell you do. I don't understand what you do. Just walk me through the public areas and show me what you do and send me on my way. That's all I want. There's a problem. I want to be able to walk up, knock on the door, and go in and talk to somebody. Phone calls to me are pointless because a senator or a representative's office, there's a chain of command in who answers the phone, who gets the message, who is going to call you back if you're going to get a call, long before you get up to the actual person that you're trying to call. And, you know, you should be required, if you're a senator or a representative, you get a call from someone sometime to call them back and talk to them.
Right.
You
Do
know,
you think the scariest thing about I think the thing that the Dems are the most scared about, or all Washington D.C. is terrified about, is this Doge thing, this Doge department that Trump is
Mm.
setting up, and I think it's wonderful. It's going to be really
they,
hard for them
they are in
to
trouble.
launder money. It's
The
going to be
Pentagon or Defense Department, I forget, is like $27.6 trillion. They lost $27.6 trillion. That's like their $35 trillion budget, their deficit. I mean, that's
right.
like 2/3 of our deficit.
Right. It's crazy how much this
You
previous
know,
or the administration we have right now has spent. But I
I
was really excited about these names, and not just Elon Musk, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be
mean,
involved in this
yep,
Doge, and so is, let's see,
Vivek
there's
Ramaswamy is the
yes,
is co person, and he's a billionaire businessman. You know, not up in the
right.
same league as maybe Trump or Musk. That's what I wanted to ask you. What do you guys think about? I'm reading posts more and more that it looks like Musk is actually interested in buying MSNBC. He hasn't come out and shot it down yet, and I think it would be a fantastic thing if he did it. I'm just afraid that in lieu of George Soros, buying the debt on 400 radio stations around the country and turning off conservative programming, they're going to do the same thing. And he's evidently helping Alex Jones with the bogus Infowars bankruptcy sale to that the bids weren't done right. The whole thing wasn't done right. The whole thing was a sham.
Yeah.
You
What does
know,
Randy say?
Well, I thought his problem was he didn't think that the shooting of the children was real,
he didn't.
and
But
uh,
okay, go ahead.
I mean, how can you not believe that they were actually shot when you had the bodies and so forth? But at the same time, freedom of speech. I mean,
Right,
yeah,
right.
he's an asshole for saying what he's saying, but to be sued, almost $1 billion to compensate the families who are hurt because he says some things that weren't true. So what? I mean, it's. Uh, I hope he can beat it because that'd be a sad thing
Well,
to lose everything he created.
you know, I, at this point, I'm not even looking at. I mean, if it was me and I owned Infowars now, and Musk came to me and he said, "I'm going to bid $2 billion to buy Infowars, and then I'm going to bring it into my mega conglomerate of social media and media companies, and I want you to be at the helm of it, and not ever have to worry about money to do what you do again." uh, I gotta say, I would do it. I mean, he's back with AlexJones.net. Uh, he's all over. He's all over X. I don't know if I've seen him on Threads yet, which is Meta Facebook's version of X. Uh, so that's what I was going to say. People have to this whole Threads type or tweet type social media thing. If you haven't logged on to X and taken a look at it and decided whether or not it's for you, or Threads, and whether or not it's for you, or Blue Sky, and decided whether or not it's for you, you really need to go take a look at them, and then maybe 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 decide. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. If you're on Facebook, I'm really
Who
happy that if you're on Facebook now, they're finally starting to uh, what's the word I want to use? Integrate some of
who
the posts on Threads into the Facebook newsfeed. Go ahead, Randy.
well who owns them?
Threads is owned by Meta. It's just another company.
Oh, it's Facebook.
They hadn't really guessed what they were going to do with it. They knew that they had to do something to compete with Twitter. I was hoping it would be a standalone separate network, but I guess what they decided to do was they integrated it into Instagram. And the only reason that I can figure that happened is that if it takes off and it works and it's great, it inflates the value of Instagram. And if he ever has to blow off Instagram or wants to blow off Instagram, it'll give Instagram some more value. But
Um, I was going to say something. I forget what it
and
was.
everything that's in the Threads newsfeed is stuff that we've grown up thinking that they don't want in the Facebook newsfeed.
Oh yeah, Zuckerberg paid Trump a visit, a homage, sort of saying, he went to see Muhammad, kind of thing.
Close your eyes,
Um,
Jen. Close your eyes, Jen. I'll tell you when
Oh,
to
come
open them,
on.
but close your eyes. Close your eyes. I
He
don't
did.
want you to see this.
Okay.
yeah,
That's all I can say to it, Randy.
Zuckerberg.
It's the
That's
same.
okay.
funny.
It's the same thing as Myra Brzezinski and Joe, whatever his name is, from the Morning Joe
Joe.
did.
Yeah, Mika and Joe.
It's too late. It's Zuckerberg going
What?
to Trump saying, "I know you're going to ask your new FCC chairman to to look at and redo and reformat and bring up to date the Communications Decency Act of 1996 with 230, which is the rules for publishers and public forums and all of that." And he stands to get significantly restrained over how he has operated Facebook. But I'm sorry, I cut you off, Randy, and I really should not have done that. I really should let you bring up what you want, what you were going to bring up.
Yeah, did he want to go just out to a nice lunch? What was he doing, Randy?
Well, no, no one really knows why he was there. I think it's sort of like what Dave's saying is that Trump's going to say, "Look, you guys start towing the line. You guys start letting freedom of speech allowed on your platforms. We're going to investigate your shenanigans with the 2010 election, and we're going to well, not 2000, was it 2010? Well, whatever. Anyways, the election." We're going to find out, everything that you did to manipulate the outcome of that election, 2020, I guess it was, um, and start telling line. And I think he's going to do the same thing to the other
He will.
companies. And with Elon Musk, his technology, he's going to be able. And I truly think that Elon Musk technology was what allowed them to keep ahead of the steel because there were evidence with the numbers that the steel was starting to take place around 9, 10 o'clock,
Mhm.
and it got stomped down fast.
Yeah.
And that's why Kamala decided to leave and go home because she knew at that point the steel was gone. She wasn't going to win.
The Rust Belt. Oh my gosh, good point.
Yep.
I'm so
That's
glad they
all.
brought on Elon Musk. Isn't it funny when you think about how archaic we used to do things and we didn't realize it was archaic? Such
Well,
as a shuttle coming back from outer space. They have
yep.
to land over the ocean with
Yep.
the
Have,
parachute so it could drop gently into the water. And now Elon Musk is like,
have
yeah,
you seen?
forget that. We're
Have
not
you
going
seen
in
that?
a yeah, he lands those
No,
rockets on a dime
but
when they come back down.
they when they come down, it's like this sleeve slides out, and the rocket slides into
Right?
this sleeve that brings it back onto the launch pad. I mean,
It's amazing, and we used to just
It's
drop them
just
out of the sky
words.
and
I mean, I
slow
can't
them
put
down
it
with a
into words,
parachute.
but it's got to be one of the most humbling experiences that you'll ever see, even if space is a Capricorn 1 Universal Media production. As I
No
as
kidding.
I said as I said the other day, we were I think it was an American Rebellion, and I said that the the only reason everybody else had their chance to say why we may not have gone beyond the moon in space. And when it was finally my turn, I said the reason that we may not have gone to the moon is because the soundstage over at Universal that they're using for
It's
NASA
better.
is only so tall. It's not tall enough for us to go past the moon on the set. They would have
Right.
to extend the ceiling.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I keep thinking, why in the hell, you know, you have these UFOs, these flying saucers, and then they're real. We know they're all real. We're just waiting for the time when they decide to come down and force and make themselves known. But a lot of the technology that our military has is coming from these crashed spacecraft. Why are we still playing with these damn rockets as far as going up into the atmosphere and coming back down when you have the technology of the flying the circle, the flying saucer? Why aren't we designing ships to take off like Jupiter 2 of Lost in Space? Um, and also, why hasn't he, Musk, gone beyond what he has? I mean, obviously his rockets are capable of going into space. Why hasn't he broken the threshold to go out into space on a trajectory towards the moon or to the Mars? He keeps stopping at that threshold where he has to rocket return back down to Earth. I mean, he's done that like 30, 40 times now. Okay, it works. He's successful. They're not blowing up. Just put some people into the nose of the damn thing and shoot it off.
Wow.
This is
Do you
very
think
true.
we can? Do you think it's possible? What if there's a firmament that cannot be penetrated and it's a secret to all of us on Earth that we don't know that? Because have we really seen it? Has it been penetrated? Really?
So
I
you're
You
don't know.
so
mean
you're
Mars?
saying
Mars has a dome. Like, are you saying maybe Mars has a maybe there's life on Mars and they have a dome
I think we
that we
do. I
won't
think
be able
Earth
to
does.
penetrate?
I'm wondering if there is a firmament that we cannot penetrate and get out. Because why would Elon Musk keep doing this? Like Randy said, 30 times? It's kind of a waste of money, but I wonder if we can't get out of the firmament. And after talking about the old shuttles and now we have rockets, no wonder Buzz Aldrin is probably embarrassed. And he's like, yep, it never happened. I would be too. If you're using
They
something that
both.
archaic,
There was a video once that Neil Armstrong was standing next to him, and they were joking around like they were serious about it. Never happened.
I know. It, like, really, hurt my feelings, and I'm still wondering
And
about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus.
and Neil
Who told me these
Armstrong,
things did not happen?
always seemed to be, it did definitely happen,
Jeez, it's
but
weird.
but then you have but then you have other people, whistleblowers, if you want to call them that, saying that the reason why we're not talking about it as much because that there's I watched this one guy. I forget what the name is. The guy has really neat. He talks about all about UFOs and aliens, but he also has this little sidekick thing going where it's like a gold as an animated goldfish, and they talk back and forth. But he said that there is video evidence that there's like 2 minutes of video removed from the one time that we went to the moon and where where the astronauts said that this is a first step for man, whatever, for the world. Anyways, but there's a conversation that's cut out that wasn't cut out of the written narrative, which indicates that the astronauts spoke back to Houston. Hey, there are six flying saucers hovering near us. We see them. and there's a conversation about, and then they go to identify, what these ships look like. Um, but that's cut out of the video that people saw back on Earth when they were talking about,
Yeah,
when man first step on the moon.
A giant step
So,
for
I
mankind, right?
right, thank you.
I think it's all tied into knowledge and what knowledge the aliens have. And I hate to use that word alien. Maybe they're just us, but further along
Further
and
advanced.
further advanced than us. And the reason they haven't brought us up to more technology is because they hear buffoons like Biden say, "I've got the cure to cancer," or they hear us questioning we can go beyond the moon. They hear us talking about war's going to break out in this country and that country, and then it's going to blow up the earth. And it's not the prison planet that I've always said that it is. Maybe it's the planet that they brought the next round of advanced life like them, and we've significantly let them down because we haven't gotten past all of these things. We have to drop bombs here. We have to drop bombs here. We have to question whether or not there is a dome that we can't get out of here. We have to question whether or not when you look up into the sky, maybe it's a matrix, and if you go too high, you smash the glass. Kind of like Charlie on the Chocolate Factory when the elevator went up to the top and busted out and turned into a helicopter. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. I don't want to push you away in any way, Randy. I'm just going to remind
Yeah.
you that it's
Yep.
11:38.
Yep. I've been watching the time here. I get going.
I'm glad you stayed here this long.
Yeah.
Well, we had a late start too. Don't forget.
We did. I
Sorry about
apologize.
So, but it leaves us with a lot of conversation for the future, the next 4 years. Um, where are we going to be at? First off, will I be alive? Second off, is I hope that Elon's new job working with Trump is not going to distract him from what he does best, which is the rockets and the robots and so forth. And again, those videos that I've been watching of him talking about his experience with aliens and UFOs and the hidden city in the Antarctic. I mean, again, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned about being careful what we talk about because the ability of an AI to recreate someone and making a production is very real, and you can't tell the damn difference. So hopefully, the video I'm watching of Elon is Elon and not an AI talking about the flying saucer and spaceships and the hidden city beneath the Antarctic. Um, we do know that flight between here and Mars, with the technology they have, is now a matter of like I think like 30 days from here to there. Um, I would love to see us hit Mars. I really do. I mean, obviously, I won't go there because I would think that the only people going to Mars the first time around is going to be all the people who can afford to pay the ticket and those who have the smarts that's going to be needed to start creating a city on Mars. Um,
Instacart, Walmart online,
yeah,
Amazon.
yeah, there you go. So, anyways, yep. So I want to cut off here, and you guys have fun. It was great seeing you again, Jen.
You too, Randy.
You guys have fun.
All
Bye.
right, Randy.
Don't misbehave.
Have fun
Okay.
shopping.
Don't
Kidding.
misbehave. That's all I ever do. That's the whole thing. I was going to say to Randy, what would happen if he logged on to Facebook one day and he's scrolling down the news feed, and obviously there's an AI of this broadcast, an AI of you, an AI of me, an AI of Randy, and
Stop that. Really?
they're just spewing out stuff that we never
They're so much smarter than us.
I mean, I personally,
Right.
I think it would be great if I could take the broadcast and send it, could cut out all the uhs. Or when I put my headset down because I had to let Donna out of the room and I had to lock the door so
Oh, that's fun.
that the
Yeah.
big dogs don't get in. They cut out all of that stuff and cut it down, and it looks professional.
Oh, it does. You're fine.
No, I know. But anything else you want to tell us, Jen?
No, I
What are you
don't. I
What
think
are you
it's.
doing that's new and exciting?
What did you say?
What are you doing that is new and exciting? How is
Oh,
CROOKIESCRUM Nobi
oh,
S?
Cookie Crumbs. Yeah, it's going great. We
How
just did a
good?
big activity pack, and it's like it's so cheap. It's only $2, but it was for Thanksgiving Day for children, students. The whole family can enjoy it. It's just like um silly one-liners and crossword puzzles and word searches. So we just got done with that, Cookie Crumbs, and I think we're going to branch into Christmas and the December
Christmas,
holidays now
the
and put
December
up new
holiday.
things about that. Yeah, that's it. Cookiecrumbs.com. Oh,
December
hi.
holiday.
Sorry, the dog. She's not growling. That means she's happy. Or else
Growling,
it's my stomach because I'm
growl,
hungry.
growling. Mine's on the other side of the house, barking. You can hear it.
Oh, that's funny. No, she's so sweet. She gets so excited.
Well,
She
I was sleeping
brings me
today.
a
That's why
toy
you
and she
haven't heard her.
growling with it. It's
Mom,
funny.
Mom, get off that stupid idiot bike. Come on, come on.
I know.
Gotta go play. Let's do it. Let's go play.
I think it's time. Yeah, so I should go. And I look forward to doing this again sometime.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dave.
and then anytime. We'll find time to do it. Monday and Wednesday,
Awesome.
if you know that you're going to be up early on one of them at 8 o'clock your time, and you want to join us, you're more than welcome
Oh,
to
yeah.
come on. But I know you, and I know
Kind of going on yesterday's makeup. I don't want to
you,
talk about it.
you guys. You got well. So have I.
Good stuff. It looks
We
great.
were we. I think about this all the time because we went to Texas earlier this year, and we
Right?
visited our family there. My grandson has never seen me without a beard.
Oh, didn't know you. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if he would know me. I don't know
How
if he would know
funny.
me without a without a beard. But anyway, it was a pleasure, and I hope you come back. Just remember to bring the donuts next time.
No kidding. The
And if
green room
Jesse
is
goes into the coffee business, I
pouring.
want samples of Jesse's morning brew.
It's strong. Thank you.
All right, Jen. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Until
Uh,
next time.
until next time, you going to do it or you want me to do it?
Oh, I got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
All right.
right.
Bye.
Bye, Jen. Jen Woodruff, the homeschooling mom, Randy Rhodes. All roads lead to home genealogy services. Like Jen said, go to cookiecrumbs.com, COOKIE. Yeah, COOKIECRUM, no B S, cookiecrumbs.com. COOKIECRUMS.com, cookiecrumbs.com. All kinds of wonderful, fantastic. Fantastic has been my word lately. So all kinds of fantastic stuff for homeschooling your children, and very affordable, very, very, very affordable. Daryl Rector is in the house, and Daryl, if you got a few minutes and you want to pop on, I'll send you a link, and you're more than welcome. If not, hopefully we'll see you on the American Rebellion tonight. Uh, Again, if you don't know, the American Rebellion with Jerry Michaels and company, usually Daryl Rector, Randy Rhodes, Jen Woodruff when she can be there. I'm there almost every night. I'm there so much that I'm almost thinking about asking to be contracted to the center square on the top row. The center square on the top row. We actually had 6 on the other night, and someone had made a comment, 2 more. I think it was William Grant made a comment, 2 more, and we would have the Brady Bunch. But yeah, so tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Adjust yourself accordingly downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page here on Facebook. There is a page over on Rumble. I don't know exactly where it is. So if you go to Rumble and you search for the American Rebellion, you will find the page and you can watch it there. Modern technology does not allow all of the live chats to come together yet from wherever we are. If we're on 3 different networks, then we still can't get it all in together. That's something I hope that they get resolved pretty soon. Uh, so on that note, the December holidays are on us. It is now holiday shopping season, and in the spirit of Black Friday, if you go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, you subscribe to the channel, you like the channel, you post it anywhere on Facebook, you can post it and get your friends to like and subscribe. You will get a 1-year free membership to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. That means that you will get the entire year of 2025 for free. And if you want, you get email updates anytime we are live with a program on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And that's about the best I can give you right now. The gift of knowledge. Sometimes entertaining, sometimes serious. Where I'm going right now with broadcasts is politics and whatever comes out of our mouths. I apologize, Michael, that you were in the green room twice and you didn't get on after so long. I kicked it off so that I could see the live chat on my screen. We're not a perfect broadcast, but we tried to do it. I did tell people 10 o'clock this morning, which usually means if you want to go on live with me, 9:55 in the green room, and we all go on together. But then I did send people a quick note that said 10:15 because I was running late. I got a phone call and I couldn't get off of it. So I apologize. I'm just not perfect. But you know what? Tickets are free, so you don't pay for perfect anyway. And if I was perfect, then somebody would probably be bidding to get me off of Facebook and off of YouTube. I have no intention of doing that. We are working on Rumble for some broadcasts. We are working on Street Lock for some broadcasts, and probably a lot more broadcasts on Street Lock. I want to be live on Street Lock when we are live. STREETLOC.com, streetlock.com. A very good conservative patriot social media network. A news feed that is very, very conservative patriot. They don't remove things because they don't like them. Conservative patriot owned, operated. The gentleman behind it knows a lot, has done a lot. Well funded. They're not going away anytime soon. Streetlock, STREETLOC.com. I'm there as Dave Globan, which I use a lot. I'm also there as Boogie with the Bull, which I don't use much, very often anymore. As I said earlier with Randy and Jen, if you want to follow me on the Threads and X and Blue Sky networks, I am Dave Globan on Threads only because I have not yet decided whether or not I'm going to be Boogie with the Bull on Threads. I am Boogie with the Bull on on Blue Sky. I am Boogie WT Bull. On X, I am at Boogie WT Bull. And as I said here on Threads, on Threads, I am Dave Logan, because that's linked to my Instagram account. I don't use Instagram very often, so don't message me on Instagram. I'll probably never see it. I do follow Threads, and Threads is posted on Instagram, and you see it now in the Facebook news feed. So there, and I'm having a good time. David Navarre says radio signals can pass through the Van Allen belt because they are a form of electromagnetic radiation which travels through space unimpeded, meaning they don't directly with I have to scroll back up for a second. They don't interact with the particles in the belt, sometimes creating a bubble around Earth that can help deflect some of the radiation away from satellites and spacecraft by scattering the charged particles in the belt. David Navarre is a very smart man, and one of these days, maybe he will grace us all with his presence and share some of the knowledge that he has. And that's all I'm going to say on that note. So I apologize that Michael Anthony did not get on to the broadcast. If you came to the broadcast hoping that Michael Anthony would be on the broadcast, and you have questions for Michael Anthony that we didn't address on Red Friday Morning Caffeine Black Friday edition, go to the Michael Anthony Facebook page, become his friend, and ask him. Put a post up on his page and ask him. And hopefully he will help guide you in the direction of getting the knowledge that you so much want to find. Knowledge is power. Connecting the dots is how you do it. You start with one dot, you go to another 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 dot. And then maybe you will enjoy something. You will have learned something as well. So what we're going to do is thank David Navarre for watching, thank Michael Anthony for watching, Daryl Rector, I'm glad that you watched. Hopefully we'll see you on the American Rebellion tonight. And that's it for that live chat. William Grant was in there also for some strange reason. The post that I was watching on the live chat monitor, we lost the video for a moment. So I had to come back into the live chat there. So I apologize. So a good broadcast. I'm glad everybody watched. Let's see, we went on a hair before 10:15. So at a hair before 12 noon, it's an hour and 45 minutes roughly. So we did that. Bill Muckler will be back with us next Friday for Red Friday Morning Caffeine. If you do not have his book, 6 Soft Targets, it's up to you if you want to buy it. So go to go to 2020americabook.com, 2020americabook.com, 2020americabook.com. I'll put that into the live chat one more time. 2020 America book.com. Almost done. Bill Muckler's books. There it is, 2020americabook.com. That's Bill Muckler's website. It's up and running. It looks fantastic. The 20 A Clear Vision for America, 2020 A Clear Vision for Our Future. The hardbound set is $25, which includes free shipping and a personal autographed note to you from Bill, as well as 6 Soft Targets, the softbound book, is a $20 donation, which includes free shipping as well, and a nice note from Bill to you. So go to the website 2020americabook.com and order the books. You will need 6 off targets if you want to follow along and be part of the conversation. Because I will grab mine and I will try to get it finished before Bill comes back next Friday, and then we will start discussing that chapter by chapter or however Bill wants to do it. Once we finish that, we will move on after Bill's weekly commentary to the 2020 books, going through them however he wants to take us through them, so you'll have a chance to order them as well. And on that note, I am going to say, go have lunch. I had breakfast. The dogs had breakfast. I'm kind of hungry for lunch. I don't know what I'm going to have today, but go and do that. And hopefully we will see you on the American Rebellion tonight at 7 o'clock. So I said 7 o'clock Eastern, downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page. And I hope that you're there. And if you have an idea for a bully Monday and Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m., let me know. Also 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, let me know. We will discuss it, and there's a good opportunity that we will do it. When it comes down to something that needs to be a solo broadcast, that means between me and a guest, we can accommodate you. Generally, we are a panel broadcast, but we can do our best to accommodate something that a solo guest, because not everybody works well with a panel or wants to work well with a panel. So we will try to accommodate you. Can't do it every week, can't give you one day every week, but every now and then, if you have something that needs to be a solo broadcast between you and I, that is fine. Just let me know, and we will attempt to get it plugged in, and we will do it as quickly as we can. Right now, we are only live on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. So if you're watching on my profile, that is where the live chat on Facebook originates, and or you can watch on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. That is where another live chat is and be part of the fun as well. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take the link when you go and share the broadcast anywhere you want. You can even come back to Facebook and share it on Facebook if you want. We try to share it to 25, 50, 30, as many groups as we can share it on Facebook. A note on that, I recently got removed as an admin from a group because I was posting our broadcast and other broadcasts that I share into that group, and evidently the group owner did not want or does not want broadcasts posted in their group. I have been very responsible for almost 6 years now and said, if you don't like when I post a broadcast in a group that I am a member of because you don't want them in there, delete it. Okay? Just make it easy and delete it. Or tell me and I'll delete it and I won't post it in there anymore. There are about 200 groups on my list of groups that I can share to every day, and I try to do a variety of groups each day, aside from my core groups that get it every day, because I just want to share it around Facebook and get as many people to watch it. So if it's in a group that you as an admin, you as a group owner, an admin, a moderator, don't want it in there, do me a favor, just delete it. You can drop me a message on Messenger if you really want you to let me know that you deleted it. But other than that, it's on you. And if you're going to remove me from a group, that you have me in as an admin because you don't want my broadcast posted in your group, then the odds are you don't want me as an admin in your group anyway. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody. But I'm going into 16 years on Facebook, and I'm just going to change the way I am received on Facebook. And if you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. Have a great day, William Grant. Thank you for cutting me off and getting me to say that this is all garbage that people don't need to know. We're in a very fantastic, as I said, is the word of the day, position to be in right now. We have a Republican president who's been a Republican president before and was very successful and will come back and be even more successful this time. We have a Republican House, we have a Republican Senate, and hopefully they will be more successful than a trifecta has been in the past. There are a lot of things we need to do in a short time to get them done. So that's what is really important. Not listening to me gripe about who's allowing my broadcast to be shared in their group and who isn't. Uh, if you don't see it in a group that you want it in, and you're the group owner, you're an admin, you're a moderator, or even just a member of the group, take it from my Facebook profile and drop it in the group because odds are I'm in the group. So drop it in the group. And if they ask you not to post it in the group anymore, don't. And if you were in the group and you liked it, come and watch it and take it and share it. Okay? That's just the easiest thing to do. Anyway, everybody go have a great day, a fantastic day. I'm done. You're done. We're overdone. And David Navarre says, good show. There's one of these days I will make a comment again about David Navarre, but I've been asked not to make that comment right now. But he really is that good. And if you've heard me say before that he really is that good, or heard me refer to him as Doctor, then you know. But he's dealing with a lot, and he's got a full slate, and I will keep you advised. And the Tech Last computer thanks him every day that I turn it on and it doesn't blow up. Should have made the move to Windows 11 a long time ago. Anyway, I'm Dave Bowman, you're not, and now it's time to say goodbye. Double beats for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. This is the part where I say you have been watching Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. Red Friday Morning Caffeine, the Black Friday edition. I give you prayers if you are out dealing with Black Friday today, Black Friday this weekend, Black Friday until Christmas, Black Friday hoping to get after Christmas stuff put away for next Christmas or next December holidays. Salute. Okay, my job always was to drive the car because we could never find a place to park. And since I don't drive anymore, I really don't enjoy being there anymore. A lot of people these days and a lot of noise kind of isn't comfortable anymore. And if you're one of those, prayers that the holiday season is easy on you. So let's see. Today is Friday. Tomorrow I will be at a craft show with my wife Donna. And if I remember, I will try to do a quick Facebook watch using the Facebook live producer to show you the setup and tell you where we are. Go to the Family Treasures Facebook page. The Family Treasures Facebook page. It has a profile picture of a white and tan chicken so that you know that you are on the right one. Look at the beautiful handmade crocheted items by my wife Donna and our daughter-in-law Angela. And if you find something you like and it's not even in the colors that you like, or you want to ask them if they can make something, please do. They will give you the best price around. Shipping gets added to it unless you are local to a craft show where they're going to be and you can pick it up there. uh, or local to where we are, but they can discuss that with you. Anyway, Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has come to an end. See us tonight on the American Rebellion at 7 p.m. Eastern with Jerry Michaels and the